Welcome to the Effortlessly Abundant Life podcast, where we will dive into the mindset, spirituality, and practical tools to have more of what you want with less effort. I'm your host, Natalia, a mindset shifter, certified life and success coach, and hypnotherapist who is obsessed with making your life feel good from the inside out. So let's dive in today's episode in 3, 2, 1. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Effortlessly Abundant Life. I'm your host, Natalia, your mindset shifter, where I help you to have whatever that is that you want in your life with less effort. So today we're going to talk about love. And if you are in the United States, you know that this week on the 14th of February, we are celebrating Valentine's Day. And you know it's a big deal because all the restaurants are reserved weeks ahead. All the gifts, all the commercials, everybody talks about it. What are you doing on Valentine's Day? And maybe some of you feeling that you're still, here we are on another Valentine's Day, another year, and you still don't have somebody significant you feel you can actually celebrate this day with, or you feel you are currently in a relationship that doesn't make you feel loved. You feel actually more lonely because you are supposed to be in a relationship. You're supposed to feel so much love and feel supported, but yet you feel how you're actually more lonely. And this episode is for you, my loves. Either maybe you're still in a relationship, you want to spark things up. But I want to talk to you today. What helped me to find the one, I would say. And it's such a kind of like, for me, when I hear somebody tells me, oh, did you find the one? Or you think he's the one? I think it's such a loaded question. And I think that we never know what does it mean, the one. I know that this is the person that I want to spend time with and I want to be with and I want to give love and receive love. But I think we put so much pressure on finding the one. And for most people, it doesn't look this way, right? There's no one person for the rest of their lives because, as you know, relationships is the biggest spiritual tool that was given to us in this lifetime. All the people that are in your life, if it's your family, if it's your friends, if it's your significant other, this is your biggest teacher. These relationships shape you, help you to expand you, are mirroring to you so many things you're not seeing in yourself. And this is what I'm going to talk about today more. But kind of going back where I felt so alone, and I was in different kind of relationship where I was supposed to be happy, right? I had the perfect boyfriend, I had the perfect fiance, I had the perfect kind of like all the things from the outside look perfect, but yet I felt so alone. And I've been cheated on, and I was always felt like I never belong 100%. I always needed to be something else or somebody else in order to be seen, in order to even get some kind of recognition. And it's such a dark time in my life. And I remember that I had to make a conscious decision that I deserve better and enough is enough. And it actually was less painful to be by myself than staying in that relationship. And I think that's what happens a lot of times for us. In order for a change to happen, a lot of us not waiting or not making a decision from a place of, I'm okay, so I'll make the decision of whatever I want. We always wait when things are so bad in order to take that step and get out of the situation where we are. And that's what happened to me. I was literally rock bottom. I felt the whole world collapse on me. I thought, not again. Here I am in New York City by myself. It's not like I have a family here. I can just crash over my parents' house and just like figure things out. I was by myself with a dog, trying to figure out where to live, how to like support myself, being in a master's degree, working, trying to do all those things by myself. But yet I knew that I could do it. And being by myself actually felt better than staying in the place that I was. And it takes a lot of courage. And I think if I wasn't cheated on, I would do that step, right? And I think it's so hard for us to take the conscious decision to say, okay, I deserve better and walk away. We are so many times settling for the crumbs, for the really kind of the bare minimum. And we just kind of say to ourselves, it is what it is. It's just what's out there. Things are so hard there. I'm not going to get nobody. The dating world sucks. Everybody sucks. Men sucks. Girls sucks. If you ask men, they say the same thing. If you ask women what they think about the dating world, they say the same thing. And we make up the story in our heads that there's just no good men out there. There's no good women out there. All the women wants money, and all the women wants to kind of take your money away or do something. And the same thing for men. Men only wants to sleep with you and just throw you away or cheat on you. All the men are cheaters, and all these stories we make to ourselves in our head. And we're kind of like settling for a relationship that is not exciting to us. It's not feel authentic to us. It may be even abusive if it's verbally or, God forbid, physically as well. And this is where I left. And this is where my whole journey actually started, going within and really going and healing my inner child, healing my relationship, healing my relationship with myself, and truly, truly, truly starting to understand what it means, self-love. Because I didn't know what it means. Oh, I love myself. Great. But what does that mean? And this is what I want to talk to you guys. It's a journey of where we, as children, in order to survive, we had to do certain things, or we said to ourselves, or we made a decision, conscious or unconscious, of doing something, being something that we need to be in order to be loved. And a lot of times we carry it into our adulthoods, right? So for me, in order to be loved, I had to do something truly extraordinary. If it's bringing a really good grade, or getting some kind of award, or getting some kind of a solo, if it's singing competition or in my choir, or it's something that is going to make my parents pay attention to me, because my parents were so busy surviving, they barely paid attention to me. I love my parents, and they're God forbid, they're not bad parents. They did the best they could with what they have, but they also been very young parents, and they didn't have the maturity, the emotional intelligence to really understand how to support me and what I actually needed. And back then, I truly just craved to be approved and loved for who I am. But yet, I always felt I need to do something extraordinary, to be the first, to be the best, to do something unique in order to be loved. And that's what I want to ask you guys. When you look into your childhood, what is that thing that you made a decision, consciously, unconsciously, but what pops into your head right now when I ask you this question, that you decided you need to do in order to be loved? And we all did that. So that's where I understood, oh, that's why I did what I did in my previous relationship, what I was doing so much. In fact, I was over delivering. And that's the hardest part. When you over deliver, when you being like on the books, right? You do all the right things. You are the perfect partner, but yet it's not enough. And then you're like, I don't know what else to do. I did everything I could. And that was so hard for me to understand. And that was a death for my ego. And that's just kind of like the beginning of the journey, right? To really heal my relationship with my parents, healing the relationship with my exes, to really understand that they served a purpose in my personal growth. And it's not fair to me to put this burden on anybody to love me. It's nobody's job to love me, not even my parents. And when you think about it, it's maybe controversial, but I want you to think about it. Going into a relationship, expecting to be loved, expecting it in a way of almost like you need to love me, because if you're not going to love me, I don't know what love is. Think about how the other side feels about that, how heavy this energy is, and how it's not genuine. And no matter how much you do for that person, it's never going to be enough. Because again, if I don't know how to love myself and give myself whatever that is that I need, and I put all this weight and responsibility and power onto my partner, it's impossible. It's a mission. Like, I put that type of impossible mission into somebody's hands. And no matter what, of course, I'm always going to be disappointed. So it's always going to be a lose-lose situation. So this is what I want you to understand, my loves. The reason why you maybe are not yet found your person, there's many different reasons, and it doesn't matter. But the most important one that I want you to understand, there is something that we want from the other person that we need to provide for ourselves first. So for me, I wanted to receive recognition, receive love, but yet I didn't provide that for myself first. Do you understand? And therefore, no matter whatever relationship I would get myself into, first of all, my frequency and what I was projecting, I was attracting people that give me that surface level love, because I would know how to, I would not be able to hold a true, authentic, deep love and healthy. I would not be able to hold it. That's why the universe is so accurate. It just gives me whatever I can handle. And the same thing for you. I want you to think about it, how amazing it is to understand that nobody's punishing you. You're not crazy. There's nothing wrong in you. It's just an invitation to go within further, deeper, and ask yourself, what is that thing I want from the other person, or I expect from the other person? I hear a lot of, especially female, and I'll be honest with you, that have this type of mentality of, I want to get into a relationship or have a partner or have a husband that is financially well off, and I can just, and he can support me financially. There's nothing wrong, something in it, but I want you to ask yourself, can you provide that for yourself first? Because if you're going to walk in a relationship wanting to be financially supported by somebody, and God forbid he's going to leave, or God forbid he's going to pass away, or God forbid something is going to happen, what are you going to do? Why would you give somebody that kind of a power? And what also you saying to yourself about yourself, that you're not good enough to make your own money? You are abundant creature. You are part of this whole universe. Your DNA has the same codes as the universe has. You can attract and you can bring into your own life abundance. You don't need a specific person. You don't need a middleman to bring you that abundance. You can do it for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Or a lot of people want to have a relationship because they want stability. They want somebody to give them that stability. And a lot of times the people that are emotionally up and down, and they want and they crave somebody to calm them down, to ground them. So that's something you need to start looking within yourself and grounding yourself and stabilizing yourself and truly understand that you're the only one who can control yourself. And think, how would that look like if you're going to walk into a relationship right now and you're going to have these tantrums, the high and high and low, and how is that, how a healthy relationship can be maintained in that, and how tiring it is for the other person to always trying to, control and neutralize and balance you. It's not fair. So you see, my love, it's always, always starts and ends with you. And this is the good news because that's where we have the control over, right? We don't have control over people. We don't have control of who we, what he's going to do or who we're going to call in and when it's going to happen. The only thing we know is we can provide ourselves whatever that is that we seek. Because in the end of the day, it's a feeling. Stability is a feeling. Abundance, it's a feeling. Love, it's a feeling. And it is a journey and it takes a little bit of self exploration. Absolutely. And definitely, I would not do it without my mentors and my coaches. And I believe that everybody should have somebody to take them on this journey wherever they are to whatever they want to be, because a lot of times we don't see our own blind spots, we don't see our own stories, we believe them and live in them so deeply that a lot of times that we can't even see the story, we can't see our limited beliefs, we can't see the things that hold us back. And just by shedding light on them and bringing them to the surface and cleaning them up and wiring ourselves to whatever that is that we do want and doing all these things to get you from where you are to where you want to be so much faster and easier than years and years and years in therapy. Trust me. So if that's somebody that you want to explore that for yourself and really find that deep connection within yourself to create whatever it is that you want, including relationship, I have a few spots available on my 101, my signature private coaching. And this is the best way to get the most results. It's a 3-month minimum commitment where you are going to be walked into I can't even put into word other than life changing, because it really, really is. And I use my bridge modality, which is combination of bridging between the spiritual and the practical, and also bringing and bridging different modalities that I use to get you from where you are, bridging you to where you want to be. And so all the information, all the details you need, and also it's by applications only, just to make sure it's a good fit for you. So all the links and information in the show notes below or in the description below if you're watching me on YouTube. But going deeper, okay, so here's the thing. So after I truly recognize what is it that I think that I want from that person and from my relationship, and started to bring that in my life more, and that was actually all of them together, the stability, the financial, and also the love, right? It was just a little bit of everything. And when I truly mastered my abundance and I brought in more abundance to myself, and I realized how can I do it for myself in a way that feels good and feels it not in the place of hustle, but for my feminine energy. And also loving myself, enjoying myself, loving how I look, walking without makeup and still loving the hell out of me, not tiring myself out, not always being yes man and pleasing others and putting others first and putting myself first, and let my day to day reflect that. And it's the little choices. It's not has to be something grandiose, but it's the little things that, buying myself something that I want, treating myself with something that I want to do, asking myself what I want to do throughout the day and actually following through, not pushing what I have to do, or, being for all the people around me, but yet I feel burned out and feeling exhausted. That's not love, right? So the more I did that, and of course, I went to so many coaches, so many mentors, I did so many courses, I went to workshop and really went to this really deep self-explanatory and really deep understanding of who I am and what I want to do and who I want to be and how I want to show up and who I want to call in from a place of not lack, from a place of I already have it and I want to amplify it. And what type of a relationship do I want? And this is the next step for you. So after you start clearing, understanding where's the things you're clinging onto, now you can start to really understand what is that relationship do you want for yourself? What kind of person, how are you going to feel in that relationship? A lot of people are really kind of hooked on the looks, hooked on what they do, occupation, like really like almost like a laundry list, right? And this is not how you call in, in the best possible way. Manifestation, it's more about tuning into the frequency, and frequency equals emotions. So when you can really imagine yourself in your perfect relationship, it's always how do you feel? Because that's what we want. We want, again, we don't want the looks, we don't want the car, we don't want the house, we don't want the ring. We want the feeling that we're going to receive because of those things. So how would you feel being in that healthy, loving, respectful, passionate, expensive, luscious, amazing love? How would you feel? Write it down. Write it down. And that's what I did. I literally wrote down how I want to feel in that relationship. And then I actually went to Tony Robbins. It was Date with Destiny. And this one is primarily about relationships. Because as I told you, relationship is the biggest vehicle for our self growth. And one of the exercises was to write a letter to your future husband or wife. And I wrote this letter. I wrote this letter to my future husband telling me how I'm going to feel, what are the type of things we're doing, how I'm grateful for him, how amazing he is, how he makes me feel, how I committed I am to him, and what I am willing to do for our relationship to make it work, what type of person I am, and just whatever came to my mind. And I wrote it down. I put it in an envelope and I just put it away. And one day at my day job, I met him. And I literally stopped the whole Tinder. I don't even remember all these like apps. It was so many of them, J Swipe and all these like okay Cupid. I forgot already, but there were a lot. I had like 5 apps. I remember that. Even one of them I paid, okay? That's how desperate I was. And I just completely canceled, deleted them all because it just didn't make me feel good. And to be quite honest with you, it was just a waste of time. I just felt like I'm not bringing in the person that I want. This is not the type of people that I want to even engage with. And then just like, I felt like I'm already full and I'm making myself feel loved and I feel myself so good. I didn't want to I didn't feel aligned to do all these things and work so hard. So I just lived my best life, did whatever I could to really bring in those feelings day to day. And one day it just happened, guys. It just happened in the most effortless way. This is why I'm so passionate about the effortlessly abundant life, because we don't have to make it so hard. It wasn't that I'm like not reading, but I know there's all these books like how you attract a man, or you gotta be a bitch to attract a man, and man likes bitch, attitude, and all these like things that you read. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like the worst advice you can give to women. Other than just them being themselves, there's somebody that wants exactly who you are and what you have to offer. Truly. And you don't need to be anything other than being yourself. And your job is being yourself, because if you're not being yourself, you're not going to be able to attract the right person. If you're trying to be this like over the top or like overachiever and overdoer and overgiver and over, first of all, it's not sustainable. Second of all, it's not always who you are. And you also deserve to be loved when you are not high and high heels and perfect makeup and always look put together. No. And you know what's funny? When you ask most men, they don't even care about that. They don't even look at it. It's mostly for us women because we notice it. But the truth is that it's just happened. And it's going to happen when you least expect it. And this is something that people get annoyed hearing, because it's like, I want to control it. I want to know what's going to happen. I cannot stand it anymore. Well, if you're so desperate for it, the further it's going to go away from you, because desperation is the biggest thing, and it's the biggest turnoff. And just think about, like, vibrationally, what is that desperation brings out? What are you kind of vibrating? Nobody wants to be around that. True love is, I love myself, and it feels free and it feels good and it feels expensive, but I'm not feeling like you're obligated to be, or like, if it's a match, it's a match. If it's not, it's all good. And that's how you want to be. And of course, it takes time, and again, it takes guidance as well. And I couldn't do it by myself. And I think it's crazy and it's so hard to do it by yourself, because again, we don't see our own BS. We just don't. And that's why we have people that can support us and bring us faster results and faster, from figure things out by yourself, years and years and years. You can just skip the line, as you say, and just go there faster, and not being so much deep pain and misery and void because you don't have that thing in your life yet. So let's just summarize all these things up, because we can talk about it for hours. But number one, recognize what is that thing you are looking and seeking from your future partner. What is that thing? Is it financially stability, or you want some kind of emotional stability, or you looking to just get love from that person? And then start bringing that type of feeling to your first. Figure out how can you provide that for yourself first, and not be dependent on somebody else to bring you that kind of love. Then, second of all, after you clear those things, you clear the relationships in your life, that's when you start to really embody this on a daily basis of that feeling. And then decide what is the thing that you want from the place of not lacking. I don't need it, but that would be fun. That would be nice. I already have those things, but I want to amplify it more. I want somebody to really kind of bring in more of me. And I want somebody that I can travel, although I'm traveling already by myself, but I want somebody to travel with me and share this abundance together, share these experiences together. And then really write this down, how you're going to feel having this perfect relationship, having a relationship that really fuels you and it makes you feel good. And that's it. And that's where you are trusting and you're letting go. You're not controlling, you're not obsessing about it. You're not like going on dates and you already picture the 5 kids and your wedding. You just let things be what they are. You enjoy the conversations. You're enjoying from a place, again, not from because I need you to be my husband or I need you to do the. My cup is full. I'm good. I'm here. I'm enjoying this conversation. And if it's going to go to that place, it's going to go to that place. And it's going to happen eventually. And some people are going to fall off. Usually, when you're on the right track with your spiritual kind of path and you are more and more aware of what you want, what you don't want, and you're more in tune with yourself, the people that are not meant to be in your life, specifically the people you're dating or people you're knowing, they're just gonna fall off. out of your life easily. And you're going to think, "Oh shit, they're ghosting me right now." But the truth is, they're not ghosting you. God is removing them from you faster so you not waste your time. That's it. So always remember that everything is for you and everything gets you closer and closer to that person. But yet, it's your choice. Either you're going to be in misery and you're going to be suffering getting there, or you're going to give yourself and enjoy every little bit of it. Because let me tell you, being single, it's beautiful, it's fun, it's almost like this rare time now that I'm a mom and I'm a wife and I have my own home, like understanding that this is amazing where I could just travel, I can do risky things, I can do whatever I want, literally. And I don't need to feel like I need to, be for somebody there or have to do certain things. There's no responsibilities. It's just me and just pour love into my own cup and just really go with my instinct, go with my intuition all the way. So enjoy this time. Truly enjoy it and see the good in it. And as I said, it's our choice. Either we're going to be in misery getting there to where we want to be, or are we going to have so much fun and take this time now for granted and really savor it and enjoy it and do the things do the things that we really, really want. So I hope this inspired you, my loves. Happy Love Day, because every day is Love Day. And that's how you want to treat every day. Loving yourself first, giving yourself the love you always, always want to receive, giving love around you, because love is not just the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever you're into, but love is all around us. Love is the biggest, and it's basically God, right? If you think about frequencies, this is the highest form of frequency. And when you live from a place of love, open heart, and you see people in their goodness and you give them love, you're always going to receive love from universe in different ways. And so this is why my wishes for you is always see through the eyes of love everything around you, within you, and enjoy, 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 enjoy. And always remember the best is yet to come for you, my love. So if you feel called to and you want to experience this deep love and feel fulfillment and getting closer to having this dream relationship, I have few spots available on my one-on-one private coaching. It's a 3-month journey with me where I'm going to help you to get from wherever you are to wherever you want to be using my bridge modality, which is bridging between all the modalities and bringing you from where you are to where you want to be faster, easier, with no hustle, no stress, no anxiety. Trust me, it's the best. So if you feel called to, applications are now open just to make sure it's a good fit, because not everybody is a good fit for them. So make sure you are answering the questionnaire. And once you approve, we're going to get on a Zoom call to explore it further and answer any questions and make sure, again, it's a good fit. And from that, guys, I love you guys so much. I sending you, each and every one of you, wherever you guys are listening, my deepest, deepest appreciation and love for you.